I've been around and doing it, but now it's my time to shine and start proving it. I'm losing it, I'm moving it. The city is where I'm made, Bostonian flow, I kick it in back bay. Yeah, I got game, God in a fan way. We the city of the champs, every sport we play. Spit wetter than the harbor, yeah, I'm flowing like the Charles. I be speeding on this beat, call it Turnpike Miles. Yeah, it's Boo signing on, John to the Hancock, and I'm always key, I'm ready to unlock. I be doing big things, don't even have a deal, yeah, I battle through these.
Welcome back, everyone, to the newest edition of Once a Week. I'm Billy Janlutis, and guys, I hope you've seen the video that I did with her before, Charlene Valentine, who is an incredible women's mindset coach. The last video we did had so much power behind it, and we put a lot of ideas out there to you guys, but something cool has happened since then, where people have been reaching out to us with questions and wanting answers for some of the stuff we talked about. So today, we wanted to put together some new content for you. It's going to be a couple parts. We've got part one for you today on these questions people have asked. But before we dive in, Charlene, I thank you so much for being back on the show.
Hi, thank you. It's so good to be back.
Right?
Thanks for having me.
Yeah, no, we brought so much in the last video.
So much.
I needed to get you back on.
Yeah, thank
right?
you.
I love it. But, to dive right into it, guys, because we want to give you this quick content so you can hear it, learn it, and then take it to use it. A lot of people have been asking questions on manifestation, and that's a big word right there. I've said it in past videos, a lot of people, they might be kind of afraid to hear that word. They might think it's kind of taboo in some ways. But I said probably in a solo message a couple weeks ago, what's odd is that everyone is constantly manifesting, whether you realize it or not. It's because the power of our minds, the power of our thoughts, the power of our spirits in action for that matter. So with all these questions coming in on that, we wanted to get together and kind of break it all down for you in real quick parts to help you understand it so you can start using it to better your life, because there's so much good that can come from this. So that being said, the first question we got, straight up, what is manifestation? So Charlene, you want to lead off with that?
Yeah, absolutely. So I think, I guess it's different for everyone, but basically manifestation is basically the art of asking for something and then receiving it. It's your effort along with the universe's effort. So it's kind of like the law of action with the law of attraction. When you ask for something, whether it's like out loud or you're writing it down on a piece of paper, you're stating to the universe what you want, what your goal is, what your desire is. And then you're taking inspired action, but also trusting that it's going to come to you.
Right.
And we could go further, obviously, into that definition, but
no. I love that.
Yeah.
That's perfect and to the point. Manifestation, it's the creation of your wants, your needs, your desires for that matter. And whether you use the term universe or you use the term God, this stuff's been written throughout history. And I always like to point out there with manifestation, if you literally look throughout history, manifestation is there. You could go over the entire aspects of the United States or whatever country you could be watching this from and just see how history kind of wrote itself, because these leaders believed they could do it. They put it out there. Some people even wrote it down. I'm going to achieve this stuff. And then all of a sudden, over time in history, we see that they achieved it. That's manifestation. And so, like I said earlier, we are all constantly manifesting, is because we all have thoughts, right? If you don't have thoughts, I don't know what's going on, but I'm assuming thoughts are running through your head, whether those are good or bad, right? So if these thoughts are running through your head, if you can focus those into what your desires are and what your wants are, you're tapping into, one, your mind power, but you're tapping into your spiritual power. Every single one of us has a spirit that was God-given. I believe that wholeheartedly. And if you're tapping into that power, you're tapping into the ability to create. And your ability to create, everyone does that. I don't care if you grab a piece of paper and you draw a picture. I don't care if you are an architect and you build a building. I don't care if you build your own business. We are all meant to create in life because we're called to create, as it's written in Scripture. Now, to pass it back to you, Charlene, do you agree with all that, with kind of how we're all constantly manifesting?
All the time. We manifest like with our energy, because like our energy, everything is energy, whether it's physical, everything you see that's physical has like a vibrating energetic force to it because of the law of vibration, the law of frequency. Everything is atoms, matter, and it vibrates like, on a wavelength. And so we're all vibrating on certain wavelengths, and the more we are positive and happy, the more that we vibrate higher. And so we attract those positive, higher vibrations to us. So whatever whatever like energy we're vibrating on, we're attracting that.
Yep.
So if like, you know, like when you're feeling sad or depressed, you're going to be kind of in a state where you're attracting sad or depressing situations.
Right.
But you don't always have to be happy to manifest, and we can talk about that later. But yeah, everything is really vibration. It goes back to, I think I was watching the movie The Secret, and I'm sure a lot of people will resonate with this, the book also. But in the movie, you know, the guy asks for something. I think, you know, it's Aladdin. He's rubbing the lantern. He asks, you know, he rubs the lantern. He asks for what he wants. The genie pops up, and he's like, okay, I can grant you 3 wishes. What are your 3 wishes? They tie that analogy to manifesting because that's really like what we do in life. Like we all the time are putting out, whether our thoughts or our statements, like the way we're saying things to the world, and it's attracting back to us. It's like attracts like.
Exactly.
Yeah.
That goes into the second question we ask guys with, you know, how to manifest. And I think Charlene just kind of put it in such a great way right there. And, you know, like we said, your thoughts, your energies, that's a real thing, right? So when your thoughts are focused on something, as Charlene just touched on, if you're, we'll say, vibrating at a lower level, meaning your emotions, you could be depressed, you could be sad, you could be negative. And if you're focusing really well, I work in the psych field, you know, with depression, what that comes down to is so many of these negative thoughts are just running through your head. And it gets to the point where they're running through your head so much that you're actually seeing that negativity everywhere. So you can just, you know, what's the point, right? And so if you're getting those negative thoughts, you're actually creating them yourself because you're putting it out there. So as Charlene said, you don't have to be positive to manifest. You really, like, a lot of people think, oh, we got to push positivity. No, like positivity is your greatest strength, yes, but it's tough to step into positivity when you have been operating at such a lower level for so long. But to kind of bring that back to it, with how to manifest, you know, you, as Charlene said, you can write it down, you can ask the universe, you can believe it and everything. It really starts the process. Manifestation is always tied to meditation, because when you're meditating, what you're doing, or even you're praying for that matter, when you have those moments of silence, moments of peace, and you can really focus your thoughts on whatever it may be, whether that's connecting to God, whether that's your desires, whatever it may be for you, you're raising your frequency, you're raising the energy that you're putting out because you're connecting to something that's higher than yourself, right? So if you're connecting to something higher than yourself and your energy is raising and your frequency is raising, naturally you're stepping into a state where these big dreams, these desires, these goals that you've wanted for yourself, which usually are higher than you are, that's why we try to reach for them, that we get to a place where they can just come in. And that's manifestation, where we can let in everything that we want by letting go of our own efforts. Run with the letting go aspect.
I love that. As you were saying that, I was thinking, like, just there's so many things in life that we feel like we have to control. And we have so much control over things that sometimes we can't see other options for things, or we can't let other things come to us because we're so like tunnel visioned, we're so blocked off. So to that point, being in a place where it's quiet, you're sitting with your intuition, you're opening your mindset and you're opening your vibrational energy to things coming to you, whether it is a thought, you know, manifesting into your mind of giving you options for another way to get your goal. You know, it's just being in that receiving state, which a lot of us have a hard time doing because it is hard to sit down and be in that receiving state when we're used to, you know, controlling and working hard for an outcome.
Exactly. And I love how you built on it, where, you know, the controlling piece, you know, and that's, I believe that sets a barrier up for manifestation. And it took me so long to understand that, and I'm sure it's taken other people a long time to understand that too. I'm sure it took you a long time, because we have these wants, we have these goals, we have these desires, everything that you want to bring into your life. And I think we said it in the last video we did together, where, you know, if you want something so badly and you're trying to clutch it and like, I need this to happen my way or the highway, you're not actually letting it grow. And you need to be able to say, I want that however it may come. And that's the next step of this question and answer stuff, where what is manifestation, how to manifest, how to do it, and the final step is to be able to let go of it. And that scares a lot of people, because like, well, what do you mean I have to let go? Like, this is what I want. What do you mean I have to let go of my desire? Whether that's, a lot of people struggle with the relationship aspect where it's like, well, this is what I want. You're so attached to this person, this girl, boy, whoever it may be, of I want them to be in my life. And because you want so badly, you're actually suffocating the relationship. You're suffocating the opportunity to be with that person. But if you believe it so strongly that that person's supposed to be with you, and you can let that unfold the way it's supposed to, that's your thoughts coming into action, that's your spirit coming into action, and that's what manifestation is. You're letting life unfold the way it's supposed to by a greater plan, a greater power, God, the universe, again, whatever term you want to use. He unfolds it his way. And I think, because I've messed up so many times in life, his way is the best way, or the universe's way is the best way, if that clicks better for you. But we need to be able to let go of what we want so it could come in its own way, or something better could take its place and come in. Do you agree with that?
Absolutely. Absolutely. It's just funny how I think like how I used to be, and I think it was in that controlling kind of mentality or that fixed mindset. You kind of have to be in that growth mindset.
Yeah, definitely.
Of what are my options, and being susceptible and being open to receive and being accepting of other ways of being, because I feel like when I could not manifest the job I wanted, the money I wanted, the relationship I wanted, anything, it's because I was in this like fixed box of being. Like I wouldn't accept other people's models of the world. I wouldn't like open my mindset for another way of doing things. Like it was so closed off. And that I think just knowing that alone is really important. And then knowing that box that you're in, it's because of mental blocks.
Yeah.
It's because of limiting beliefs that you formed about, the world before putting yourself into this box.
Yeah.
And I think one of the most important things with manifesting is just identifying that there's limiting beliefs, self-fulfilling prophecies holding you back as to why you can't get things, because it's happened in the past.
Yeah.
But it doesn't mean anything about your ability to achieve it in the future.
Yeah.
So identifying that, uncovering it, and like working through it, and like transforming your beliefs into something more empowering, because you can at any second.
Yeah.
That's really the way to go.
It's true.
Yeah.
Yeah. What if we even threw that out to you guys? As Charlene just said it, you can transform your beliefs at any moment. If you take the time, you might right now even know what a limiting belief is for you, or something that's holding you back. What if you already tried to manifest a greater belief, and you grabbed a piece of paper and you made it real by writing it down, and instead of having the negative belief or the limiting belief in your head already, you wrote down something so much greater. You wrote down on a piece of paper, I am wealthy. You might not be wealthy in this very moment, but if you write down that you are wealthy, and you leave that open, you leave the door open for that, it may not come through financial wealth, but you will gain wealth in other ways, and that will start to fly into your life. It may be money. I won't lie. It may be money, but wealth defines so many things, and that could be the last Q&A we do for part one of the detail, right? And I think a lot of people, when it comes to manifestation, they can get fixated on the little details of how this is supposed to come about and what this is supposed to be. And that's kind of a push and pull effect, because I believe that you need to have detail with your desires, but you can't have detail in how it comes to you. Do you want to build on that?
Yeah. So it goes along with when you're manifesting, all you have to know to let go of that control is to know what you want and why you want it. You have to have like that internal motivation, that internal passion for something first, and without getting fixated on the end result. So let go of the need to know how it's going to come to you and when. And that is such a hard thing to do for a lot of people who are like, it's like they're waiting for that check to come in the mail. When is it going to come in? When is it going to come in?
Right.
It's just being at peace with knowing that it's going to happen, but not needing to know when. Not controlling that end result.
Yeah, exactly.
Because it could come in another way, and like to the point what you were saying, if you're blocked off to receiving, then you won't see it, or it won't happen in the way you think it will. So it's like you're bypassing that result.
Exactly. I love that. And I'll give an example of that too. Not my own example. I actually learned this. Believe it or not, like a couple of years ago when I was trying to come out of my own struggles, every single morning I would wake up, before I go to the gym, I would sit up and I would read a page in one of Joel Osteen's devotionals. And Joel Osteen is I think he's a pastor, a preacher down in Texas. You've probably seen him on the TV and everything. He's really, he's a pastor, you'll know. Like he brings the power with it. But one of his devotionals, I loved why it clicked so much to me is because he would bring real world examples in. And that's kind of how I was able to connect to God, connect to the universe in a deeper way, is because I understood the connections. And I know that you guys are going to understand this one. He gives the example, and he connected it to scripture, but he gives the example of Jim Carrey and how when Jim Carrey just started acting, he sat there and he had a couple failed jobs and everything like that. He wasn't the comedian that we know he is now. He just got into the industry. And he had in his mind that he wrote a check for $1 million to himself, and he just left it in his wallet, put it there, went about his life. And he said that that was going to be cashed on a certain detail, the $1 million. He didn't have $1 million, he just believed that he would do it. Puts it in his wallet, goes about his life, goes about his acting career and everything. The day of that date, I think it was about 5, maybe 10 years down the line, he signed his deal for $1 million contract with Dumb and Dumber.
Wow.
Put it down on paper, let it unfold the way it was supposed to the date, the detail that it was supposed to happen, and it happened. That is a movie star that you've probably seen and you've probably laughed hysterically at. That proves the manifestation piece. And if you look up Jim Carrey today, he is so for all this stuff, and he really brings some power behind the messages. But take that example. If that worked for him, who's not to say that could work for you? He is no different than you, other than the fact that he took his thoughts, put them on paper, and let it unfold. That's manifestation in a nutshell. By taking yourself, putting it down, and raising your frequency to where it can happen for you and can come into your life. And as kind of like a final thought on it, you will grow into the person that can achieve that manifestation. If you put in the manifestation that you want a relationship, put in the manifestation that you want the money, the great business, whatever it may be, understand that there's a process that comes into being. You will not wake up tomorrow and that's there. You might, but you might not be the person that can hold it and handle it. We can all manifest at any time of our lives, and we could get an answer right away. But if you aren't the person that can sustain that higher level manifestation that you're trying to get to, you're going to end up losing it. I've experienced that firsthand, where I wanted something so badly, and then I got it, and then I lost it. And it was devastating, but it taught me the lesson that I need to raise my own frequency and raise my vibration, raise my spiritual ability and my mindset to where I can handle these things. And now I'm elevated at such a level, we both are going to people and helping them elevate to achieve what they want to achieve. That's the point of a life coach and a mindset coach and a results coach, for that matter, is to help you understand the power that you have with you at all times.
Yeah, that's amazing. And I think one thing that you can take away too is like, if this doesn't feel real to you yet, it's okay. Like it doesn't feel real to anyone starting off.
Right.
I think one of the biggest things that I learned that was a really helpful practice for myself is saying every day, like, my success is around the corner, my success is inevitable. And that's how you can step into that up-leveled container where you're able to get that big goal. Is, just even if it doesn't feel real, make it real in the moment of working towards that goal. Like, it's going to happen soon, or I'm improving every day. And those are like positive affirmations that you can say to yourself in the mirror or in whatever way in your head when you wake up in the morning. It's the most powerful practice that you can do.
I agree with that. And to build on that positive piece, I know we're going to close this part 1 out, so part 2 can come later. To close on the positive piece, when you're being more positive about yourself, positive about your manifestation, or whatever you want, I'm going to use a different word. You're going to invoke a positive emotion. If you think about what emotion actually is, it's your energy in motion. So if you're vibrating at a low energy, your emotions, depression, sadness, anxiety, whatever it may be, that's the motion you're going to feel. That's the motion you're putting out there. As Charlene just said, when you're positive and putting the positivity out there, operating at a positive emotion, energy in motion, it's going to bring everything else in motion to you. That's the power of manifestation, and that's what manifestation is. But we went so deep there for this Q&A.
Here's your teaser for next time.
Right, exactly. But, sit there, watch this video over and over again if you need to. I know we dove into it quickly because we wanted to give you this quick content. We want to break it up for you. And we're going to keep building on it, guys. This is part 1. So I want you to keep your eyes open for part 2, of this content, because as much as we got those 3 questions we answered right there, we got a lot more questions coming at you, because there were a lot of questions on manifestation, other things related to our coaching aspects and how we help people, different approaches to help people. There's so many questions coming in, so it's not the last time you're going to see Charlene and I on a video together. So keep your eyes open for that content coming. But you know what, Charlene, tell them where they can find you if they want to tap into that women's mindset coaching.
Yeah, definitely. So you can find me at www.charlenevalentine.com is my website. I do currently have a 3-month container coaching package for women looking to up-level their confidence, overcome that self-doubt, the self-limiting beliefs that are holding you back from achieving your big goals and dreams, blending that together with my holistic health background. And I am living on Instagram these days, so that's at Charlene Marie Valentine.
Perfect.
Yeah.
I'm going to put all that stuff at the end of this video in the credits so you guys can find it and go right to it. But guys, I thank you so much for tuning in. Please hit that thumbs up on YouTube. Let's get that like number up there. If this sparked you or it's something that you're intrigued in, reach out to Charlene or I. We're right there for you. But if someone popped in your head, just as we talked about what your thoughts do, they're going to send you messages. If someone popped in your head, share this video to them just so they can learn about it. If you're thinking that could help them with their low frequency, their low emotions or something, share it to them. Why not reach a hand out to help someone else? So share this to someone, and please subscribe. That subscription number has gone up a lot, and it's incredible to see. But what that does for us is it shows that we're reaching people and helping them, and we want to help as many people as we can. Please subscribe to YouTube once a week so we can keep that growing. And if you or anyone you know, as much as you can go to Charlene for the women's mindset coaching, if you're looking for a results coach to step in and help you achieve the results you're looking for with your goals, your achievement, your personal life aspects, whether that's the mind, the body, your soul, whatever it may be, that's deep. But if you've got something you want to bring to me to help you get over that, by all means, go to BillyGLifeCoaching.com and set up a free strategy session with me, and I'll be right there for you. But guys, like I said, keep your eyes open because part 2 of this Q&A is coming at you. Charlene?
I'm excited.
Yeah, right?
All right, great.
Yeah.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, no, I appreciate you being here. And then, like I said, guys, it's not the last time you're going to see her. So
we will see you soon.
There we
Thank
go.
you.
Awesome. Have a good one, guys.
Bye.
You know I've been around and doing it, but now it's my time to shine and start proving it. I'm losing it, I'm moving it. The city is where I'm